Have you ever held a $100 bill and wondered if it was real? What if I told you there's a counterfeit so perfect that even bank scanners, UV lights, and your tellers trained I can't spot the difference? This isn't just any fake money. This is the story of the supernote. A piece of paper that shook the foundations of global finance and sparked a silent war between the United States and a secretive, isolated nation. Imagine a stack of crisp, new $100 bills moving silently through the world's most glamorous casinos, bustling markets, and high-stakes exchanges. They are accepted without a second glance, passing from hand to hand, country to country. But there's a secret hidden within the fibers of each note. They aren't real. They're supernotes. Counterfeit US dollars of such extraordinary quality that for years, they were practically indistinguishable from the real thing. This wasn't the work of a lone criminal genius in a basement. It was an operation of unprecedented sophistication, one that pointed directly to a state-level conspiracy. The story of this nearly perfect fake money reveals a hidden battle of technology, espionage, and economic warfare that continues to shape the very dollars in our wallets today. The alarm bells first rang in the early 1990s when these flawless fakes began turning up in circulation. The U.S. Secret Service, the agency tasked with protecting the integrity of American currency, was baffled. When they subjected the supernotes to their standard battery of tests, the results were unnerving. Under ultraviolet light, the security thread glowed exactly as it should. The paper itself felt right, with the distinct, crisp texture of genuine U.S. currency. Even the intricate raised ink, a hallmark of the intaglio printing process used by the U.S. Treasury, was perfectly replicated, giving the bills the correct tactile feel. For all intents and purposes, these bills were authentic. It was only when agents placed the notes under powerful microscopes that the illusion shattered. The telltale flaw was hidden in the most iconic part of the bill, the portrait of Benjamin Franklin. In the genuine notes, the fine lines of his face are rendered with absolute precision. But in the supernotes, infinitesimally small blurs and broken lines appeared in the delicate scrollwork around his collar. It was a microscopic imperfection, a ghost in the machine, and the only clue that these were forgeries of an entirely new caliber. This discovery sent shockwaves through the intelligence community. Ordinary counterfeits are typically made with commercial-grade paper and high-end office printers. They can fool the average person, but are quickly identified by experts and machines. The supernotes were different. Analysis revealed they were printed on a near-perfect match for the U.S. Bureau of Engraving and Printing's official paper. A unique blend of 75% cotton and 25% linen that gives the dollar its signature durability. Even more astonishing was the ink. The green and black inks used on the $100 bill weren't just standard colors. They included special, optically variable ink that shifts from green to black when tilted. This highly controlled substance was produced by a single, highly secure company in Switzerland, and its formula was a closely guarded trade secret. The fact that the creators of the supernote had managed to replicate not just the printing process, but also the exclusive materials suggested a level of resources and technical prowess far beyond any criminal organization. The question was no longer just asterisk how asterisk they were made, but asterisk who asterisk had the power to pull it off. All evidence began pointing in one chilling direction: the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Despite crippling international sanctions and its reputation as a technologically backward state, experts believe North Korea somehow managed to replicate or perhaps even steal the highly guarded secrets of currency production. How could a nation so isolated from the global economy master the very symbol of its greatest adversary? The theories are the stuff of spy novels. Some analysts suggest North Korean agents acquired a genuine intaglio printing press, the same multi-ton machinery used by the U.S. government. Others speculate they reverse-engineered the entire process. From paper composition to ink chemistry, through years of painstaking espionage and scientific effort, the operation was a masterclass in covert technological acquisition, showcasing a hidden, sophisticated side to the regime that few in the West had ever imagined. It was an act of economic warfare, conducted with paper and ink instead of bullets and bombs. Intelligence reports from defectors and foreign agencies began to paint a clearer picture of the operation's command structure, tracing its origins to a shadowy organization known only as Room 39. This clandestine aquacide, office is not just some bureaucratic department. It is believed to be the secret financial heart of the Kim regime, responsible for generating billions in illicit foreign currency to fund everything from the leadership's lavish lifestyle to its nuclear weapons program. Room 39 allegedly oversees a global network of illegal activities, including drug trafficking, insurance fraud, and, most lucratively, the production of supernotes. Further intelligence pointed to a specific location, Plant 62, a heavily guarded printing facility located near the North Korean capital of Pyongyang. While officially designated as a textbook printer, defectors have described it as the epicenter of the country's state-sponsored counterfeiting, a factory dedicated to creating the world's most perfect fake money. What made the supernote operation so unnerving was its sheer professionalism, which resembled state-level quality control more than a criminal enterprise. Investigators noticed that different batches of supernotes contained subtle, microscopic variations, tiny, deliberate markers hidden within the design. These weren't mistakes. They appeared to be signature differences, almost like serial numbers, allowing the creators to track different print runs. This level of meticulous organization suggested a sophisticated system of authentication, enabling the regime to distinguish its own high-quality fakes from other lesser counterfeits. It was a chilling realization. North Korea wasn't just printing fake money, it was managing it like a state-run enterprise, complete with version control and internal tracking. This was not the work of simple criminals. It was a nation-state, weaponizing the global financial system for its own survival and ambitions. With a virtually unlimited supply of perfect fakes, North Korea needed a way to inject them into the global economy without raising suspicion. The distribution network was as sophisticated as the notes themselves. Corrupt officials and diplomats allegedly used diplomatic pouches, which are typically exempt from customs. Searches to smuggle vast quantities of the counterfeit cash across international borders. From there, the supernotes were laundered through a variety of channels. Casinos in Macau and Southeast Asia became major hubs, where the fake bills could be easily exchanged for real currency or casino chips. Illicit money changers and front companies operating in Asia and Eastern Europe also played a key role, slowly feeding the supernotes into circulation. Millions and perhaps hundreds of millions of dollars in these flawless fakes flowed undetected through the arteries of the world's economy, silently enriching the North Korean regime while undermining faith in the US dollar. The United States was now in a high-stakes technological arms race it couldn't afford to lose. The supernote was more than just a counterfeit. It was a direct challenge to American economic sovereignty. In response, the U.S. Treasury launched a massive redesign of its currency. Starting with the $100 bill in 1996, this new version, nicknamed the Big Head Note for its larger off-center portrait of Franklin, was packed with a host of new security features designed to outpace the counterfeiters. It included a watermark, a stronger security thread, and even more complex microprinting. But the counterfeiters adapted. A few years later, new supernotes appeared that mimicked these features with terrifying accuracy. This forced the U.S. to go even further. The most recent redesign of the $100 bill, introduced in 2013, represents the culmination of this battle. It features the striking blue 3D security ribbon, a strip woven into the paper with thousands of microlenses that create an illusion of moving bells and 100s. This, along with a color-shifting bell and an inkwell and more raised printing, was designed to be a technological barrier so complex that it would be, for now, impossible to replicate. Washington also fought back on the geopolitical front, launching aggressive operations to disrupt North Korea's financial networks. One of the most famous was Operation Smoking Dragon, a sting operation that targeted North Korean officials and their international collaborators involved in distributing the fake bills. In a more direct economic assault, the U.S. Treasury Department designated Banco Delta Asia, a small bank in Macau, as a primary money laundering concern in 2005. The U.S. accused the bank of laundering millions in supernotes and other illicit funds for the North Korean regime. The resulting freeze on its assets sent a powerful message to the international banking community. Any institution that did business with North Korea's illicit networks would be cut off from the U.S. financial system. This action effectively crippled a major node in Room 39's global network and demonstrated America's resolve to fight this economic war. Today, the era of the classic supernote may have waned, but its legacy is etched into every dollar you touch. The quiet, decades-long war against the world's most perfect fake money forced the United States to continually innovate, pushing the boundaries of currency, design, and security. Every intricate feature on a modern bill, the color-shifting ink that changes hue as you tilt it, the 3D security threads that seem to float inside the paper, and the tactile raised printing you can feel with your fingertips is a direct descendant of this conflict. They are technological shields, born from the need to stay one step ahead of an elusive and incredibly skilled adversary. The story of the Supernote is a reminder that in our interconnected world, a piece of paper can be as powerful as any weapon, and the battle to protect its integrity is a war that never truly ends.